I'm just going to keep my questions very broad. So my next question will be to you, Mohan, that sometimes a crisis awakens our own animal spirits and our risk-taking appetite, right? I'm not being critical of whether the government should have done this earlier, but it is a matter to think about, isn't it? That because of the present situation that we are in, we are looking at many innovative things today, whether in terms of revenue generation or our capacity to relax the FRBM targets that we may not have done had we not been in this kind of a crisis. Mohan?
Arnab, I totally agree with you, but I want to stress on what Rajesh said. Please remember, the greatest economy in the world, the largest economy in the United States, has suffered from COVID in terms of infection and death, 10x what India has done. They are 25% of our population. Their infection rate is 2.5 times what India is. The death rate is 2.5 times what India is, and that is 10x. We must give credit to our Prime Minister for standing up for this country, for having the lockdown, having the courage to take the lockdown, to communicate to our people and tell them this has to be done, and all citizens of this country listening to him and making it work. Look, we have flattened the curve. Our death rate is very, very low. We have come out successful. And in the meantime, during the greatest crisis we have seen for the last maybe 50 years, we have undertaken a tremendous amount of reforms. And most reforms have been accepted by people. And they're going to create the condition for the great growth forward. So we will eliminate poverty in the next 5 to 6 years in this country. We must credit our Prime Minister for doing all this in an extraordinary manner. And the political leadership, all our political leadership has done it. And I think this today, all Indians must stand up and salute our political leadership and the Prime Minister for this. Let us put it on record. Look at the United States, what they have done. The richest country in the world, the greatest military power. They have unlimited amount of money because they can print the dollar to an unlimited amount and see where they are and see where we are. Now, a crisis is a great opportunity for reforms. Happened in 91. It's happened now. But we need a leader to do that. We had Narasimha Rao to do that, even though he was forced and his party stabbed him in the back. Now we have Prime Minister Modi, who has successfully won the election for 2 times with the full support of the people doing that. And I think it's tremendous. And vested interests are now coming out. The farm agitation is by vested interests because they don't want the gravy train, which is being funded by all of us taxpayers, money being given to them to go away. We must stand up to them and show them the way, the right way. Punjabi farmers get the largest quantum of subsidies for any farmers in this country. They are rich. Look at how much money they spend. They're spending an average of 5 crores per day. And they've been there some 70, 75 days. Imagine the money that they're spending just because they don't want the gravy train to go away. So I think great reforms, great budget. We should be very proud of what this country and its leaders have achieved.